Most parents haven't heard these 3 letters, but just knowing them could save a life. It has been a year since my cooling baby's birth, and I finally got the courage to make a video about it in a doll that represents her experience. HIE is hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy, a brain injury caused by lack of oxygen to the brain, most commonly around the time of birth. And there's no way to predict HIE because it's usually due to unforeseen circumstances like placental abruptions, uterine ruptures, or other disruptions to blood flow. And it's a leading cause of neonatal death and lifelong disability, with 60% of survivors having cerebral palsy, seizures, hearing, vision impairments, or cognitive and developmental delays. Now, I don't want to cause unnecessary fear or anxiety, but I do want to spread awareness so it either doesn't happen to you, or if it does, you know you have resources and people here for you. Through awareness, advocacy, and research, a therapy new in the past 15 years is saving lives. It saved my daughter's. Therapeutic hypothermia cools the baby down for 72 hours to reduce brain damage, but it needs to be initiated within the first 6 hours of life. Now, you may be wondering, why am I making a doll to represent her experiences? And oddly enough, before any of this happened, I owned a company that makes medical tools to help children learn about medical experiences in a safe way through play. And the neat part is the first time that my 4-year-old went to visit her baby sister in the NICU, this is what her baby sister looked like. Very intimidating, tubes coming off of her. And yet my daughter saw this and was just so excited to see the real versions of the toys be made every day in real life on her sister. So that was a true testament to how children can be curious instead of fearful. And just simply being familiar with the unfamiliar can do wonders to a child's psychosocial health. So let's go over what all of these things even are. This outside cover is actually the cooling blanket, which looks oddly like the real thing. It is what kept my daughter cool for 72 hours. And then when it was time to re-warm her, the blanket gradually got warmer as well. And while she was under that cooling therapy, she also needed breathing assistance for the first few days. So that would be either through the CPAP or a high-flow nasal cannula. And since a brain injury causes increased risk of seizures, she had an EEG on for the first 24 hours of life, and then also on while they re-warmed her, because sometimes that process can cause seizures as well. Thankfully, she did not have any seizure activity. Then we slowly upped her feeds. We had the NG tube in there. She ended up being in the NICU for 16 days because she didn't have the stamina to eat orally. But once we were able to up her feeds through the NG tube, then we were able to take off the IV. She was receiving TPN and fluids through an umbilical line, so it's actually a central line through her umbilical cord, which was really cool. And then we were slowly able to reduce the monitoring. She did stay on a pulse oximeter the entire time she was there. And gradually, as we were able to up her NG feeds and her tolerance, her stamina increased, and we were able to get her to feed out of a bottle and through breastfeeding in order to get her home. And if you happen upon this post because you are experiencing something similar, please reach out. I'm here for you. One of the most helpful things for me was talking to others. Otherwise, share this to spread awareness. Wishing you all